Oh. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live. Yeah, I'm still around. I'm still going. Paul from Host for Ghosts with Jenny and Angela for South Coast Ghost. Our other two will come on in a little bit.
So explain then, don't you?
I don't know whether everybody saw my post that I'd had a heart attack on Tuesday, the second one, and was taken into hospital on Tuesday evening and had the operation Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
So I'm back, I'm healing, battered and bruised. I'm a bit bruised. I don't know if you can see that. No.
I don't think I see it. No.
Sort of battered and bruised from the operation, but I'm all right. I'm back. And I'm obviously can't drive for 7 days. So poor old Jen's getting a lot of stick when she's driving. So I'm never a good passenger, I'm afraid, but I'd seem to take it out on Jen. So. So Saturday night we were at Netley Abbey for our investigation, and can I just say the guests we had there were brilliant. I had a great good time there. It wasn't a place, we'll talk about it after this. It wasn't a place that we had things throwing and things crashing and banging around, but some of the evidence we got was really good. You know, you all know on some paranormal investigations it's not about the crashing and banging and things being thrown. It's about the gathering of evidence, and which is what we've done. We've got tons to go through. I've sent as many pictures as I can from the guests to Angela, so we just quickly go through it. As I say, the guests were really good. We had brilliant guests there, really up for it, and it was an event where it was a short event, 7 to 11, but it was where you could wander on your own. You know, there was no restrictions on it. Everybody joined in. You know, people would wander off and then come back into your group. Often we saw Angela wandering past. It looked like she was floating with her long coat on, which was quite funny. People say, "So I've just seen someone," and it was Angela wandering around. So that was good to see Angela out and about and wandering. And it was one of them events where you could just walk about and take in the whole of the site. It was such an immense size. You know, we could be all over the place and not be on top of each other like you can do on some events where you can hear people talking and all of that. It was such a vast site. And, you know, a big thank you to English Heritage and Jill and Gordon, the gatekeepers, for allowing us to be there and locking up after we'd gone. So thank you to them and English Heritage for that. So back to the investigation. There was about 12, 13 of us, so not a massive amount, which was probably about right for the amount of people there, to be honest. You know, you could spread out but not be on top of each other causing a problem. Hi, Samantha. How are you doing, Sammy? I should say. I had an amazing time on Saturday. It was brilliant. Some of the evidence we got, and Sammy and her partner, they were getting some good evidence. And some of the things we saw, I think we need to go back through the video footage, to be honest, to have another look at it, you know, review it like you do where you go 2 or 3 times. But some of the things we got was quite amazing, you know, not crashing and banging like I said earlier and things being thrown, but subtle evidence like the bell going and the cat balls, and we had the table trying to tip, but it had energy in the table. It was a strange feeling through the table, to be honest. It was like a tingling sensation in your fingers. The really strange, although the table sort of tried to move, it didn't sort of stand up like sometimes we do get where it's up on its end and it's doing all weird and wonderful things. But it had this, I can only describe like static in your fingers.
Right, okay.
It's really strange. I've never felt that before. And everybody around the table was feeling that. Hi, Dora.
Hello.
All right.
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
That's all right. So it was really strange because it had like what felt like static. I was just talking about the table tipping, Dora.
Yeah, it was weird.
Strange, wasn't it? It's like
It
go on.
like it felt like energy going from underneath, not like
Yeah.
kind of tipping, but like when I lifted, but not lifted. It was like energy inside the table.
Yeah. It was really strange. It's like having not like static in your fingers.
And
Like
everyone had some like headache or dizziness.
Yeah. Or a feeling of being pulled down.
feeling of being pulled down. It was
Yeah.
a very strange, like saying Dora earlier, it wasn't an event where things were flying and crashing and banging. It was very subtle evidence, wasn't it? Sounds, visions,
Yeah.
cat balls, the static in the table through your fingers was really, really strange. I've never felt that. Normally you feel the table start to vibrate, didn't you? And then off it goes.
Yeah.
But this was very, very strange. Very
Yeah.
strange. I'm not quite sure what that was about. But as I say, we had a great set of guests there. They were all brilliant, all up for it, which made it
Yeah.
a lot easier.
So
And I
much
think-
easier.
Yeah, everybody's up for it. You can get some good stuff. And at one stage, we hadn't seen Angela for a while, so we had to go hunting Angela because we worry about where she
Where's
is.
Angela?
Yeah, we haven't seen her for ages because you're normally walking past the windows or.
Oh, she
I know.
nearly had a heart attack because she had that long coat, and in the dark you can see just like a white person walking by. I was like,
It was funny. Like
Yeah.
Jen said, the coat, because you couldn't see your legs, it looked like the coat was floating.
yeah,
It was really strange. It was quite funny. Everybody was laughing. And then we
Yeah.
found Angela sitting on a stone somewhere on her own, doing her bits and pieces
Yeah.
on her own. So we'll get to Angela and listen to what Angela's experience was. But myself, I thoroughly enjoyed it. To be honest, I wasn't supposed to be there because I'm still supposed to be on rest from the heart attack on Tuesday. So I was very naughty. Yes.
Yeah, but I
But-
drove.
Jen drove and I was warm. I was with a good crowd of people, so I felt safe. I do feel all right, very tired at the moment, but I'm catching up. But it was I really enjoyed it.
yeah,
I didn't know what to expect, was my honest opinion, being there, because I've never been there before, only in the daylight with Dora, just to have a quick sort of recce round to get an idea what it looked like. Because I thought, this is going to be like Waverley Abbey, like we normally go. But to me, it blew me away. It's such a vast place, and you think, oh my God, this is over 900 years old, and it's sat empty for over 300 years with nothing
Yeah.
happening. So to me, you look at it, and I think everybody saw it and went, oh, wow. When you see it, it's sort of quite a place to see. A lot of people, we went there, some of the guests had never been there before. Some people had walked around it but never gone back at night. And it was, again, that situation where in the daylight, everybody was wandering around, we were laughing, and just a great night with guests. They were all up for it. But suddenly when it started to go dark, it takes on a different type of energy. It really does change. And the evidence where we were with the bell and that went from, even in the daylight, we had the bell going and cat balls.
Yeah, that was going on demand, wasn't it?
That was sort of answering questions. But as the night changed, so the energy changed. So it was more, I wouldn't say sinister, but it was one of them ones where everybody there kept walking around saying someone's watching us.
yeah.
We're being watched all the time.
Come on the app as well.
Yeah,
I'm walking around.
really, really strange. And the other odd thing was it was very battery energy draining.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I've never seen so much equipment go flat.
yeah. My torch was 100%, and when I put it on, when it got dark, it was straight down to 40. And then when I walk back, it just dropped dead to 0. And then laser grid, we didn't spot that on the end. We put one on front of us and one I put behind on the wall behind me. And we never noticed that went off.
Oh, wow. Did it go off?
Yeah, when I turned around to pack it up and was like, whoa, I said to Michelle, look, it's off. It's dead.
Very, very strange, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The EMF, I say, we kept hearing someone talking. Yeah. But we just couldn't work out where they were. And Sammy and her partner were wandering around. We kept sort of saying, well, what you got? They got this and that. They got some great evidence. And then they joined us. And like near the end, we all sort of joined together and there's some weird things happened.
As the darkness comes, the people try to
come closer.
Come together.
Like you do, you suddenly get a bit closer, don't you, when the darkness falls. And we kept saying, wandering around how it felt like someone was being watched. You just kept looking, thinking any minute something's going to jump out. But obviously it didn't. But you had that feeling. Yeah. And then, my quick bit of evidence was I was standing in this room with Dora. I think it was the monks where they slept, wasn't it, Dora?
The back one, yeah?
Yeah, the one that the outbuilding on its own is like a main
next to the tree.
And then next to the oak tree, and then there was a big outbuilding, like undercover type thing. And one of the rooms, and Sammy will tell you, and a lot of people went in the room said how sick and horrible they felt in that room. It's really oppressive. And I was standing with my back to the outside door, like an archway. And I was standing next to Dora because we were kept sort of looking around thinking, where is it? There is,
something.
And I for a split second turned to look at the door and I thought what I saw, I don't know, don't quote me. I thought I saw a tail come down and disappear. And then Michelle said, something's crawling above us. Like something was scrabbling along the roof of us. But I don't know whether I just saw something in the dark and couldn't make it out or what. But it split second, it came down and went up. And I looked at Dora. Dora looked at me and went, what was that? So I don't know whether we saw something in the trees beyond that. That's the building there, as you can see there.
Yeah.
The massive oak tree next to it's huge, literally huge, that building there.
Yeah.
So we were in, if you look at the door on the sort of middle, you go in there and it's all enclosed. And just beyond there is a well where people kept saying they felt very funny, weird sensations around the well. And we did wonder, obviously we don't do a history check, definitely didn't like that room. Yeah. A lot of people went in there, Sammy, didn't they? And said, no, I can't stay there. And her partner put a camera there because we left the REM pod in there. And it kept going off, beep, 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 beep. And her partner left a camera on the REM pod. Because every time you seemed to go in there, it was a room where you felt quite sick, quite panicky, that type of feeling. And it's not because it's dark, it's because, in the main part, just off of that room, everybody was there. So it's not as though you were on your own feeling a little bit vulnerable, shall I say. It was just that. I don't know. It's just, it's something about that room that's, I don't know.
Not right.
No. So we had REM pods going off. And my highlight was not having things crash and bang, but the subtle evidence that we gathered over the whole of the night, which,
I think it was very, very busy and active over just 4 hours.
Yes, over that short period of time. And a couple of people there were Port Brockhurst, our previous investigation.
Yeah.
And even they come up to me and said, this is so different. The energy's different. The reaction to us is different. It's so different what's going on here to Fort Brockhurst, which Fort Brockhurst was okay. It was a bit quiet that night. We're not sure why. But this was a completely different investigation, different evidence, different feelings. And they said they were just so overwhelmed by how different it was from one investigation to the other. And everybody watching here, if you can go to one location, every location is different. Every investigation is a school day, as far as I'm concerned. I learn something different every day. And Saturday, I learn a different type of energy again. You're so used to this, that, and the other. And when you get these subtle, and it was all night very active, but subtle things, very much quietness. And hi, mate. Welcome. We're just talking about Saturday night. Well, that was a short investigation, but I think we did quite well. Angela had a lot of the outside covered and, wandering around, getting the feelings. We all sort of got something out of the night. So I hope everybody enjoyed the night. I know Infinity Paranormal were having a quiet night there because I went and spoke to them. So I'm not quite sure what, but we seem to be getting all sorts of interaction over it. Angela, you were wandering around. What was your reaction to the event?
Yeah, I was just happy that I could wander around by myself, partly because it was a small team and we were all enclosed, but it was also nice and light until like about 9:30. So
Yeah.
I felt safe. Yeah, I did a lot of just walking around, sort of slowly around the outside and in and out of different places. Because I thought if I stand still too long, my back's going to hurt. So I was just walking and walking and walking.
Yeah.
And then there was, I've got some photos here.
Oh.
I think this is the place where, I don't know, I felt, because it's like quite high walls, it felt quite, not cozy, but comfortable in there. It was like, felt like quite a safe place to be.
Oh,
and
wow.
I thought I'd just sit in there for a bit and have my voice recorder on. And I was just sort of generally talking away, not asking anything too specific, but just to see if I'd get anything. I listened back to that, but I didn't pick up any voices. But I didn't realise that the passing traffic in the background would sound so loud on the voice recorder. It didn't sound loud at the time, like the plane's going overhead. But no, at one point you couldn't actually hear me talking because the cars that went past.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't pick anything up, but I was intrigued as to why there was like certain holes and weird looking bits in the wall. So I don't know what would have been there and why that looks like that. And then at the end of this room, it was like there used to be a wall. I mean, a door.
Wow, yeah.
And it's all bricked up. So
wow.
those kind of things puzzled me. And I think I asked questions about those things, but I didn't get any answers from it.
Do you think that's because of, like I was saying earlier, about the vow of silence?
Yeah, it could be. Hang on, just adding Luke. Okay.
All right. Hi, Luke.
Yeah.
Welcome, mate.
Yeah.
So, when you're wandering around, did you get anything else?
No, it just felt sort of really peaceful. There was no sort of bad feeling in any part of it.
No.
Although I did realise when we sort of all met up nearer to the end, I'd gone in sort of pretty much everywhere, apart from that sort of like the building on its own, where people hadn't had a good feeling. And I don't know why I hadn't actually gone in there by myself. I'd taken photos from like outside looking in and all felt fine, but I didn't actually go in there. And then when we went in there, because someone was saying about the wall wasn't right, it's like it didn't make sense or something.
Yeah.
And we went in there, and that was the only time and the only place that I actually felt all like the tingles all through my body and felt a bit sad. That was the only time I got any sort of feeling of energy, I suppose. The rest of it was all just like nice and calm and peaceful, and that was the only place where I sort of felt something.
Oh, it did feel like a very peaceful place, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, nothing sinister or dark there. It just felt comfortable, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sort
think,
of like,
I think I'd probably happily stay the night in there, actually. And not be worried. Apart from the bugs. I didn't know the bugs.
But Dora, about your experience there?
I think it was one of the better investigations we have from a long time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Fallbrook, Brockhurst was a bit quiet last time.
Yeah.
Previous time we had something, but this one I just come home and I was like, whoa, blown away. But before I went, I had a little nap and I had a dream that it gonna all kick off. It's gonna be good night. I think I had in my head like excited about it to go and stuff like that. But yeah, you was telling about Paul us when you see that tail.
Yes.
You remember when I turned around to you and I pick up my phone and was on selfie mode?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I say, look, my
wasn't it?
phone switch on selfie. So I snap photos with you and there was nothing on them. And then I done a couple of selfies on me. I did send them to Angela. And on one of them looks like I have a shadow. You can see head and shoulders.
Oh, wow.
Behind me. And on the other side of the photo, you can see like something hanging off the ceiling.
Yeah.
You have to zoom in.
Michelle said she heard something above her.
Do you remember, Michelle, when me and you said we thought we saw that tail? Michelle said she could hear crawling above us, noises above us. And we sort of went, oh, I don't know. That's quite a good picture, selfie, Dora. Got your eyes shut.
Yeah, because the flash on the camera.
Yeah, it's very bright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could
Can
be
you see
something
that?
there. Yeah, just having a look now.
I don't think it's my shadow because I done 2 photos in the same time frame.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's nothing there on the next one.
Yeah. Strange, isn't it? I'd say it was very sort of
See,
subtle.
that's the next one.
Yeah. But that wouldn't surprise me if there was something there. Because often we heard things behind us. We kept both of kept looking. A few people kept looking like someone you'd expect someone to come walking in. That type, wasn't it?
And also I went out and I snapped a photo and I don't know, I did circle in the big red circle. I sent it to you as well yesterday. I could see some creature in that photo, in that tree, when I took that photo.
Yeah, the oak tree, Jen said.
No, the one on the back. When you said you saw that tail.
Yes, yeah.
Try to zoom that in.
Can I see something? I think so.
I don't know, there's something there. I'm not sure what. I need to put it on my laptop, really, get a clearer picture. That tree was very, very strange, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Jen, that's where Jen thought she saw something in it, didn't she?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Something black.
And also when we had the tree there where the birds was so loud as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we was trying to do the voice recordings.
Yeah, and I said to Jenny, Jenny said, bloody bird. And I said, Jenny, no one warned you better than nature.
Yeah. It was bloody thing was right in the middle of the recordings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How funny. But that could have been a warning something coming because I don't know how long it's going for a few minutes, wasn't it? Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
And it suddenly went quiet. Like whatever it was there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that. What else, Dora, did you have?
I also have, I just, stand there. I was hoping for bell to go off. So I recorded a video. And, everyone talking. It's still quite light outside. And on the background, as everyone's talking, you can hear the woman scream.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I heard that one.
That's the one I sent you yesterday.
Yeah,
and, if I send it here, I don't think we would be able to hear it without headphones.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a proper scream.
And like Sammy's just put on there that she caught a shadow in one of her photos as well. So what would you think about the theory as if that, like I was saying to Angela earlier, if the monks have sworn to silence, that's why we couldn't get a lot of recordings?
I think they have to be in silence so the secrets don't get out.
Yeah.
I think a lot, you go to investigation and you got good one like we had, and you just go in with the flow, you're excited and hyper of everything what's going on. Oh, and actually
Paranormal just said, Dora, they heard a woman scream.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. That's quite good. That's good
Yeah.
evidence, isn't it?
And I come back home and I sat down, and then you process it through.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What my own opinion is, there've been loads of women killed there, and also children.
Right.
It was in Saint Monarchy of Monks, I think.
Hmm.
I think they was nasty,
Yeah.
and they couldn't speak because if the secret come out, they
Could
be
that be
finished.
the nun? Quite possibly, Sammy. You know the nun that that we were looking for in the very strange room with the strange wall, because history says that there was a woman buried in the walls there because there was an interaction with a monk or whatever in them days, that she's supposedly buried in the walls. So of course we were looking, and we did wonder whether it was a room off the main room that was making us all feel we got some energy of the witches there. Oh wow. Where did you get that bit, Infinity? Of the witches? Around the tree or in the outbuildings, or where was that? What else, Dora, did you...
I think weird was when we come outside and Jenny come back in and she said, "Go and outside and touch that tree."
Yes, that's right.
Oh my God. I just
Yeah.
touched it and I closed the eyes and I could feel it, or around in my neck.
Infinity Paranormal, but over by the tree.
Yeah.
There you go. That tree, when we was touching it, I think Luke was there touching it as well.
Yes,
As
yeah.
soon as I touched it, in my head I could hear a scream.
Hmm.
So I'm
Maybe
not
they
sure.
hung the witches on it.
Yeah.
It's a huge tree,
You know?
isn't it? Right in the middle of the
Yeah.
abbey. So
Quite creepy as well.
yes, yeah.
Very.
Yeah, there was something about that tree, wasn't there? And I
Yeah.
think Luke was there and Lynn was there, and we kept...
Yeah.
Emily was there as well. Young Emily was
Whoa.
there, the lady that does the haunted dolls, and she's brilliant. She's new to it, but she's so good. But everybody felt something on that tree.
Yeah.
Sammy's got a picture of the tree, what looks like a dark figure next to it. Not sure. That's brilliant. That's good.
He saw something like a face poking around or something as well.
So Emily may well have seen a face poking round the tree. Obviously, don't have your camera going 24/7. But do you know what? It's one of them investigations where we were coming home and I was buzzing after it.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
was the same.
We also got the sense of at least 3 women hang there. There you go. See, it's weird that Infinity Paranormal got that, and we were all getting that, and they were doing their own bit, which was brilliant. I love it when people go off and do their own bit, and that you can please yourself, do what you like, do what experiments you like, and it just makes the night. It just makes it, like Angela was saying earlier, it's so nice to be able to wander and do what you want to do, and not keep to a schedule. Okay, I know it was only a short investigation, but maybe next time we'll go longer. I don't know. Whether we'll be able to get there again, because they were very good to us, Jill and Gordon, letting us in and making sure we were safely in, and we made sure everybody was out at the right time. There was no rubbish, and I'd love to go back in like October or something when it's darker. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, be good.
I think darker in the winter because it gets darker earlier. That I think much more maybe will happen there.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's one of the only investigations I've come back, like I was saying, and we were actually buzzing in the car.
Yeah.
Normally you come back and everybody's talking and go, oh, and everybody goes
I
off
was
to
the
sleep.
same. I hit the motorway. There was my 50 miles an hour and I was going 80 something, and I was like, oh no, I need to slow down because I got talking to Michelle, and I was like,
How funny.
So,
What was your experience there?
I can't remember, was the back bit, that room where the lodging sort of was?
Yeah.
When it got darker, it seemed to like change the energy, like got more bit freaky when it's dark. I didn't like the trees at the back. I didn't like really something about that.
because if I understand rightly, out the back, I think Dora might be able to help us with this one. I think that would have been the graveyard.
Yeah, I felt something
Yeah.
there.
We went through the daytime anyway, and I took my
Yeah.
dowsing rods.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
I thought she said
And we asked-
dancing rod.
1,000.
I will dance later.
Yeah, go on, Luke.
So I think we've got a voice recording. Someone said
Yes.
no. To your question about the lights.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
all right.
Yeah. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Me and Luke often put our voice recorders on together to see whether we catch the same evidence or we catch different evidence. We always try and do it, don't we, Luke? And try and have our voice recorders going. And we had the table out. The cat ball was going off really, really well. You know, that was going off to command, really. So that was quite an interesting response. You know, and the more you think about if they did a vow of silence, so it'd be more movement and hand gestures rather than voices. But at one stage, myself and Luke were in there. There's quite a few of us there. I think Lynn was there, maybe Jen, a couple of our friends, Alan and his wife Hayley, were there. And we said, "Can you ring the bell? Can you show the bell or do something?" And the bell went ding and all of that type of stuff. And me and Luke listened back. And when it says, "Can you ring the bell?" it goes, "No," wasn't it, Luke?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And we sort of both checked our voice recorders, and it's exactly the same time. It goes, "No."
Yeah.
So, which is quite unexplained, shall we say? Sorry, Dora.
I think you should have that woman screaming, because when I took the video, your recorder is on the table running.
Right, I'll run it back and have a listen.
Yeah,
And
because
just think-
your recorder catch more
yes,
than my
yeah.
phone, obviously.
Yeah, if you listen back to yours, Luke, the whole recording.
Not yet. No.
No, it seems me. I've just been a bit tired the last few days, so I need to catch up with what I'm doing. It's obviously, I'm supposed to be resting and not doing ghost hunting on a Saturday night. And the funny thing was when we got there, it was pouring with rain, cold. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Wander around the Abbey in the rain and the cold, but suddenly it was dry.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say it was relatively warm. It wasn't cold where you'd have to sort of really wrap yourself up. But I thought it was quite a good temperature, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't too bad, really. Some people were taking coats off and that because it was relatively warm, not cold, but relatively warm.
Yeah.
What else did you get, Luke? Groans, but hi all. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am, mate. I'm just convalescing, shall we say, naughtily. But don't tell anybody. I won't. I couldn't miss that. Couldn't miss that night. You know, whether I just sat there all night, I couldn't let people down. I'm afraid. You know, it was our event, and I know it had been in safe hands with Angela, Jen, and Dora, and that. I knew it'd be in safe hands, but it's me. You know, I didn't want to let anybody down. So, Luke, what else did you get there?
Thinking the first bit felt a bit odd as well sometimes. Where the bookstore with the books, they kept the books.
Oh yeah,
There's like a long like shelf thing. I had a feeling that they put like a body laid out on there.
oh really?
I felt like they put the bodies on there for some reason.
Is that because you were near it, touching it, or what sort of gave you that? You just felt like it.
Felt the feeling of it and didn't feel very nice that part.
Strange, isn't it?
Felt
Because
a bit
we had
tired, headache as well, a bit drained a bit as well.
I think there was a lot of energy going on subtly there, draining of energy.
Yeah.
You know, because you obviously get tired halfway through it anyway, don't you? You start to wilt a little bit. So you go and have a cup of tea and wander back and just do all your bits you do just to sort of recharge. And I think Dora was using a power pack to try and bring her battery back up on her torch, and I noticed the camera. It has two batteries. It runs through. You just switch one to the other, and both them batteries. I know they were 100%. They were just drawn down to about 11%. How that can draw both batteries, I don't know. But it wasn't cold. We'd say it's the coldness that's got to the batteries and discharged them. Because even the laser grids were flickering like they were
Yeah.
drawing down. Like Dora said, the one behind us had gone off. I hadn't noticed
Yeah.
that, to be honest, that he'd gone off. But what else did you get, Dora?
Well, I'm just thinking. I know what I was gonna say. I think it was quite good, the trigger object of the rosary beads.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's where the all kicks in.
Sammy's one.
Yeah.
Very, very good
It was
idea.
beautiful rosary, I must say.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But it all kicked off then.
Yeah, because at one stage, we were asking it to move it. And I don't know whether anybody's watching, but we were sort of having a bit of a debate halfway through is whether that's the rosary. Absolutely beautiful, they were. And thank you, Sammy, for bringing them along. It's such a brilliant idea for you and your partner to use them as a trigger object. Absolute brilliant idea. Yeah, Dora puts the Gregorian chant on at stage so we could just get him to come wandering forward. But the rosary
That was
beads,
quite triggering as well.
it was, it was.
Yeah.
But they were absolutely beautiful, stunning beads. And as I say, thank you so much for bringing them along and trying them. It was a really interesting experiment to have them there, because we were debating whether they would have worn them around their neck or worn them around the waist. We wasn't sure, but brilliant idea, absolutely brilliant idea. And it did start to ramp up a bit.
Yeah.
Right at the very end, we wanted them to move them or push them off the rail, but I think they'd had enough of us by 11 o'clock. But it was such a clever idea. And I think they did trigger, like with Dora put the chant on as well. I think that started to bring the energy back up in that room, because the bell was going, the cat ball, even the cat balls on the floor were going off. So it obviously triggered something within that room. Quite what, I don't know. But it was subtle but good evidence, I think. Oh, you all right, Angela?
Yep.
So did you get anything else, Angela, on your wander around? Did you had a book with you? What was in the book?
Oh, that was for me to write notes down, but then I just,
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
I'm not going to write anything, so I went and put it back in the car with everything else. Just take my phone with me. But I did try out a couple of the apps on my phone. The Ghost Tube one, I think it was called.
Right.
In that little room where I sat first, nothing really came up on that, and I kind of didn't expect it to, because it didn't feel like there was anything there, and there was obviously nothing around that could have affected it. And then when you found me sat on that stone, I'd had a few words come through, and I did find it quite amusing that I could hear a group of people in the, like what you had, like the base room. And they were asking some questions. I couldn't quite hear what they were saying, but I heard one question being asked, and then through the app, it just came up with yes. I thought, oh, it's answered that one. Then. I don't know what the question was.
Because I took all the Esther's stuff with us and never got to do that.
Oh, I was going to ask if anyone did that.
Yeah, I thought about that when I got home.
I said to Dora, I got everything with us, headphones and the blindfold and the unit, everything's ready to do it, and we didn't do it. I think we might have got something.
I think
maybe,
I think it was too much going on.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. And I think some people were having the apps playing when we were in that room, and it says, I was buried here. Or I was buried here? Was it Luke or?
I had my app on as well.
Yeah, because it was either I was buried here or I lived here or I died here. It was something like that came through, which was quite, okay. It's quite relevant to where we were. Are you here? I died here, or whatever it said. I can't remember what it said. But some of the evidence that come through there was quite relevant to where we were, shall we say. And I probably got it on the voice recorder, so I need to get my bottom in gear and start going back through the video. And the very strange thing is we were in, where were we when we saw that light? Was it in the base room?
Yeah.
I think it was in the base room, wasn't it? We were all there.
Yeah, right to the end.
The laser grid, didn't we? And we were all standing there, and I think the video was running. Myself and Dora were slightly to the back of it a little bit, And then some friends and other investigators were to the left of the green laser. And then all of a sudden there was this, I don't know, does anybody know what that was? I don't know. It was,
The light.
but it was fluttering in the green light, like it was
Yeah.
moving. It wasn't a bug or an animal or anything like that.
No.
It suddenly appeared from nowhere, and it was fluttered inside the green lights, like moving, and it gone as quick as that.
And also those
For-
spirit lights.
For me, it looks like, you know, the sparks you light up and go all sparkly.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's how it looked to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Jen had seen spirit lights earlier on
yeah.
in around that area, and she said, "Oh, I've just seen some spirit lights around." And then this, I don't know. I'm going to go back through my footage tomorrow. Well, we've got a busy few days now because we're going up north on Wednesday, but we're going to run the video, and I'm hoping that we've caught something on it because it went past the video.
Mm.
So I'm hoping that it's caught it. Whatever it was, it caught it. But it moved strangely. I don't know. And you sort of asked everybody, did you see it? And everybody seemed to see it. Because
Yeah.
everybody said, oh, it's like that. It was there. It was over. It moved from here to there. It's very strange. Whatever it was, I don't know. It definitely wasn't a moth or a bug because there was none about. So
No.
there was bats flying around, but it certainly weren't a bat in the room. So I think everybody would have gone for a run. If there a bat had entered the room, I think everybody would have been running. But we all stood our ground, and very strange light. Very, very strange. Again, whether it's paranormal, maybe it just goes down to being unexplained. But we don't know. What else, Luke? Did you get anywhere else with it?
I just noticed it in the daylight. I felt comfortable, but in the dark, it's like uncomfortable a bit.
And do you think that's just because it went dark? You just feel a little, it's dark now, or do you just think it was the energy changing?
Yeah, shifting the energy.
And it did have that.
Similar
That
to Wave Abbey, similar
Yes.
sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's like that everybody was sort of saying about how you're feeling being watched all the time. Everywhere you went, there was someone watching what you were doing. And I don't know, it's an odd feeling, not scary or sinister type, something's going to grab me from behind. It was just, you just knew you'd been watched.
Yeah.
For what we were doing. And say it was very subtle energy. What else did you get, Dora or Angela? Or
I'm just trying to think about it.
I think the only other thing I got on the app was I got one name, which was Anne. And then when we were in that room and
oh yeah,
we were sort of calling out and you said the name Anne. And I thought, oh, and I said to you, did you know that there was an Anne here? And you said, no, that name just came to me. And I thought, of all the names that could possibly come to someone, it's strange that we both got Anne come through.
Yeah, I remember that now. And I heard it shout in my head, you get that voice, Anne.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, oh, Anne, are you here? And then you sort of looked at me and went, oh, I got that earlier. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't know whether there was an Anne there. There obviously is somewhere, but it just suddenly came into my head, that name, which is very strange. Like Andrew was saying, of all the names that could have come through, it was that. But some of the apps were running. What else did yours say, Luke? Because yours had some good relative stuff, didn't it?
I'm sure it said Charles a few times. Might be
Charles.
that name. I think it was that one because someone else said it on the app as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It maps around the same thing. I think it was that name. It was something like that. It was Charles, wasn't it? Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of the things coming out, obviously, to the question were quite relevant. Some of it was obviously a bit hit and miss like they always are, whether you believe in that, truly the ITC, it's open for discussion really, isn't it? But when you ask the question and you get the answer comes back on that, you think, well, okay, is it listening to what I'm saying or is this a true response? But to say we were going to do the Esthers and just completely forgot. I think we were so engrossed in the evidence that we just completely sort of forgot what we were doing because next thing somebody said, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, how can it be 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
You know, the time just like that, wasn't it? Next thing you know, it's 10:30, thinking, oh, blimey, you know, we only got half an hour left here. We're just, you know, on it. And then we ended up going back to the main room again and trying in there with Sammy and her partner's beads and stuff like that. And we had some interesting, the bell was doing some odd things. Now, I've checked the battery and the battery's fully charged.
Oh, so that red light.
So what was the red light going on and off? I don't know. But it seemed to be consistently. So that's why I was a bit, I'm not so sure. I'm going to run it up and leave it running because I have the bell here. But it hasn't flashed red today. It's just been green ready. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know whether the energy was being drawn out of it. But when I tested the battery with my voltmeter, it's fully charged. So I'm not sure quite what was going on there. And the bell was working all through the night. It was green, blue, red, blue, ding, ding. You know, it was working well. You know, it did its job. And it was interesting to get a response on the bell. You know, because physically, you know, you shake it, you have to physically touch it.
And that was quite a few times.
And that was going off quite a few times. So you got to think to yourself, okay, you could physically got to touch it. It's like the blue REM pod, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we had that go off a few times, I think Dora put it down in front of the.
Yeah.
I'd want to say, you know, that room where we were with the rail, whether it was like a font, you know, where they baptised. I don't know, because it had like a pedestal built up off the floor, didn't it? And we had
It
the
looked
bell
like
in there.
a little chapel, wasn't it?
Yes. It was that type of place. And like Dora obviously put the REM pod over the other side of it. And yet that was getting hit most times. Beep, beep, beep. You know, and that nobody had their phones on. I'd like to get one. Yeah, they're not the cheapest. We were sent that one to try out, so and it worked. I'm very impressed with it. I had messaged him and said it was quite inspiring. It was worked very, very well. So, but it was good. I know there's a few companies that sell them now, but it was a very good response to it. Wayne, if you were there, do you remember you put the camera in that room watching the REM pod? We're just wondering whether you got the REM pod going off on your camera, because I remember you put in the doorway, and that was the room where everybody felt, and Angela was saying where she felt uneasy or not quite strange feeling. You know, and that was where we first had the table tipping, wasn't it, with the funny feeling on the table. Obviously Luke stood back because he didn't really want to get involved in that part of it, which is fair enough. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. We won't force it. But what, I don't know how to explain what was going on with that table. You know, I didn't have the feeling it was going to jump around and, you know, what we've had before, where it's just gone mad, isn't it? But it was the most, I don't know. It's just that static feeling in the table. There's definitely something around us. You know, whether it was just looking, it was just waiting for us to do stuff, I don't know. But it was a very strange. We missed it by a second. Never mind, mate. Thank you for coming anyway. It was brilliant. Enjoyed having your company. The REM pod went off. We just missed it by a minute. So, isn't that always the way with the evidence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, how many times have we all done it? And you audience out there, how many times have you done it, gone and switched it off, and ding, something happens? Really? I think Spirit are quite clever like that. They wait till you turn all your equipment off. Sorry, Dora?
You'll not catch me easy.
Yeah, got to work a bit harder than that, boys and girls. But yeah, I say that's one of the investigation I come, and we were buzzing in the car. Luke and Lynn was with us, and Emily, and they enjoyed it. And the feedback we've had is that everybody's had a great night there, because I think you could wander, like Angela was saying, and not feel restricted. You just go sit where you wanted, be where you wanted, and that it was a great guests. The guests were really great because they were really up for the investigation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get groups of people that not scared but unsure, you know, what we're going to get, because you watch these TV programs and it's all kicking off. And we all know on here, I was starting at it for the ages, turned around and it went to, isn't it typical, mate? Isn't it typical? You know, all the time we were trying to get it. And, you know, and people go there unexpectedly. Some people go there, don't they, think it's all going to kick off like it does on TV. And we all know, and every investigator knows, how subtle it can be. You know, some places can kick off straight away.
Yeah.
But a lot of places you've got, you know, it's not a game show and you just have to go with it. If Spirit want to communicate, connect with us in there, brilliant, you know, perfect. If they don't, you have to persevere. You don't go, anybody here? Right, no, let's pack up and move to the next room. You've got to give it time. You've got to try. You know.
Go on,
Go on, Dora.
sorry.
No, go on. I'm just
think-
going to have a drink.
I think it helped a lot when some people go in investigation and they go in and they go off. And this time we come in, we put our stuff down and we walk around and we stood and we was joking, laughing, talking for like half hour,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
build the energy up.
I think also it makes people more relaxed because
Yeah.
obviously some people come along, they don't know anybody. But when you come into a great team, and the great team that we are, and we definitely are without a doubt, people feel comfortable. There was a couple of ladies there that spoke to Jen and said how lovely and welcoming we were as a team. You know, they wandered off and come back and we didn't sort of look at them funny saying, oh, you're back again. And we weren't clicky and all of that. And we're not. We're just a down-to-earth team that want people to feel our passion as much as we love our passion. We want people to experience with us. You know, some night like Fort Brockhurst, we've had a bit of a quiet night, but I think Fort Brockhurst could give a lot more. I'm sure of it, but we don't know. You know, we're very privileged to be allowed to get these places. Grants, but that's a good thing about EVP. The spirits think you can't hear what they are sometimes say, but you can. They don't relate to modern technology, it seems. I think so, because, you know, people say, oh, there's a voice recorder on the table. Would they have known in the 14th century what a voice recorder was? Because I always say there's a red light on the table. So if you say red, they're going to know what a red colour is. But there's a good chance that they'll come. It's like, you know, sometimes you stand there and people say, can you touch the aerial? You know, you're thinking, do they actually know what an aerial is? You know, there's a blue box, I was saying, wasn't I, on the floor? Can you see it? Can you touch it? Beep. And it would go off. You know, like, obviously, Dora did play in the charm, which started to bring the energy up, because obviously they hear the sound and the rosary beads, you know, it all makes a difference. I find we go tearing into an investigation, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else, and you're throwing all your technology in there, you know, hoping to get something. Sometimes you've got to go back to basics. Forget the technology, go back to your gut feeling, you know, your dowsing rods. They would understand what the dowsing rods were because they would have used them in them days. And we launch all this technology in and not really explain any of it. If it goes beep, bang, crash, wallop, all these lights got, they must think, oh, I'm not touching that. Let's say, oh, what's that noise? What's it? You know, and we're all guilty, and I'm guilty of it as well. You throw all the technology at it, and then you're disappointed when nothing gets done, nothing picks up. But you again got to take a step back and say, right, okay, let's put some music on. Let's sort of go quiet and just let it. And then it did. Cat balls were going. The voice recorder picked up some of the voices. You know, the bell was going. It's because I think you're relaxed as well, you know, because it is such a good group of people. And the energy builds. And we're all laughing and joking in the beginning like we always do. We have a bit of a laugh and a joke. And it makes, like Dora said, it puts the energy right up. So you connect with spirit. And they see that you're good people. You know, spirit is not going to come to a bad group, but, you know, demands. We don't demand, we ask with respect.
And also, I think you go to the roots, like you said, dowsing rods and stuff like that. it make them feel more comfortable than us, innit? Because the stuff they know.
They don't know what a cat ball. We're saying, can you move the cat ball? Then you suddenly got to think, do they actually know what a cat ball is? Like Luke put his like a fluorescent dog. Is it a dog ball, Luke, you got? Or
yeah.
And that, if you touch it, it illuminates. It's a brilliant idea. You know, and we're saying, can you touch the dog ball? Can you do this? Can you do that? And the strangest thing, a couple of people said to me that they felt brushing on the side of their legs, just below their knees, like it was an animal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did feel it at one stage. I thought, oh, like my leg was like nudged, and I looked down, and there was nothing there. I thought, oh, maybe that's me. And silly me was doubting myself. But I should have gone with it because it was below my knee. It was like something just nudged me on its way past. And, you know, like you look down and go, all right, and carry on. But I'm sure that it was something there. And a few people said they felt something quite low. Angela, you felt something, didn't you, on your jacket? Was it you?
No, I didn't feel
No.
Two ladies, one of them said, do you know, as I was doing the closing prayer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Remember that, yeah.
Don't you remember?
Oh, something touched the jacket.
She got, yeah.
Because Emily got blown in the ear, didn't she? A blow
That's right.
Yeah.
in the side of her ear because she bolted off across the room, didn't she? Made everybody jump. Like you do, you know. And I'd say
Someone saw a figure out the window.
somebody saw
For the end,
just subtle stuff. You know, somebody saw a bit of a figure, what they thought was a figure in the opposite buildings. And, you know, it's good evidence, subtle but good evidence. And I came back and Sammy Pullen put, Jenny scared us at one point when she saw her hand pop up. What was that?
my head.
All right. Oh, okay.
Oh, that side.
Jen was outside wandering like she does and suddenly put her head up, and obviously Sam and her partner were there, Wayne were there, and made them jump. Suddenly a head appears out of nowhere. That'd be good evidence. You should have videoed that. Be prepared. You know, like we said earlier, a few times people said, oh, I just saw something go past the window and it was Angela on a Wonder, which was quite funny, really. Yeah. It was, from that long coat. But it was subtle but good evidence that you're buzzing from it, you know. Dora, what does Michelle think about it? Because Michelle's quite sensitive, isn't she?
Yeah, she said she really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
I know
really
that-
liked it.
I know it was only a few hours, but what we gathered in a few hours was good evidence,
Well,
I think.
She said she picked up on that headache, and when we was walking to the Abbey, she felt like on top of her head pressure.
Yeah.
All right.
She was amazed by the building, wasn't she, as well?
Yeah.
I think everybody was, really, because if you've not seen it before, and it's well worth going in the daylight and having a look at it. It's the most immense place.
Yeah.
You know, it's phenomenal, really. And it has, and I think there it is there. And like Angela said, it feels very calm and very collected. You know, you don't feel scared. As you can see from the pictures, this is one of the rooms here. And just slightly on the left past that green bit is the room, the sinister room, which felt very, very strange in there. Yeah. And like Angela said, she had a bit of an odd feeling in there and not had that anywhere else in the building. Now, rumour has it that, as I say, there was someone buried in the walls. We're not quite sure where, because obviously over history you're listening to rumours or things like that. But the wall in that room was completely different to the walls in any part of the other ruins. Yeah. As you can see from the pictures, did you take these, Angela?
Mm-hmm.
Great pictures.
Yeah,
and they just, did you?
Yeah.
They're great pictures, though. You just look at it in its size, and you know it was an abbey that became a mansion house. So you can imagine how grand it would have been in that time to have this great big building, and it literally is by the sea, less than 5-minute walk from the sea. So you can imagine coming over by boat, walking along the seashore, and then into the abbey. But they would have used the abbey as they were travelling up and down the country. I think Wayne might have said to me about that. I only live 5 minutes from there and popped there. I popped there this week and it's nice to be that close to it, because I think if you go back, it gives something different every time you go back. We will try. Wayne's put, if we go back, definitely walk more around the tree. Something definitely there. I think so, mate. I think that tree is the centre of something.
Yeah.
Quite what it was. Everybody that went near it had a different feeling. You know, the scream that Dora picked up. And I think me and Luke might have got it on our recorders, but we need to go back and have a look. You know, Jen said she saw something inside the tree. Not sure what it was. I put my hand on it, and I could hear in my head a screaming. Infinity Paranormal heard the scream. So something based around that tree. If anybody has any knowledge that's watching, that could, you know, sort of give us an update of what they think. But it's a huge oak tree right in the middle of the abbey. Whether it was for carving beads and crosses out of the oak crosses, I don't know. But something around that tree is different, shall we say. Not sure whether you'd say sinister, but different. Something's different around that tree. You know, sometimes you can touch a tree and you just feel the energy, or, you know, it's lovely because you're rooted with Mother Nature, but that tree's got something about it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But all in all, I think that's probably one of the best investigations I've been on. Subtle but good evidence. And obviously, as we go back through the recordings of videos and pictures, and, you know, Dora's good taking pictures. We all are. Angela's took some beautiful pictures outside. They're phenomenal. But go there. If you're there in the daylight, go there and just feel, because it is the most amazing place. You know, and all the ticket sales go back to them to help maintain the building. So it keeps it alive for everybody to have a walk around. And Jill and Gordon, the gatekeepers, were brilliant. You know, they allowed us to get in there and wander around and do what we did. And, you know, so big thank you to English Heritage and them for allowing us to do that. You know, but I think I enjoyed it. The best team. I can't wait to do more events with you all, and we all work together. Yeah, but thank you for that, Sammy. You know, that means a lot to us. Yes, we try. We like people to enjoy our events, and some events are quieter than others, and we will be trying to get some different ones. We try and see if we can get different ones. You know, no investigation's ever the same, is it? What Brockhurst was different to Netley Abbey. You know, we've been to Netley Abbey, and maybe Waverley Abbey's different. You know, so we try and get these different ones, and we are talking to English Heritage about getting different ones. So, but they're quite difficult to get hold of, so we have to sit patient. You know, Dora tries her best to try and get hold of them, and we have to be very patient, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, it's very much like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But any more comments? Anybody want to add anything tonight?
I've got a couple more pictures of things.
Oh, okay, cool.
If you want to put them up.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I'm guessing that one's the mist.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, I think Sammy took this. On the right-hand side, you can see the mist, but there was no mist in that room.
No.
I don't think I saw any mist in that grounds at all, to be honest. I don't know. But as you can see to the right-hand side where it's been scrubbed, there's a mist there. And that, I think that's where one of the ladies said she felt she got touched. And the dog and the lower down feeling. That room was quite something in that room. Really quite something.
We had a mist when we was walking around, didn't we?
Yeah, on the left.
On the left side of the abbey was mist, and on the right was clear.
I think this was another one of Sammy's. If you zoom in, there's what looks like, I don't know where it's predola where we're seeing things, but it looks like a head and a shoulder and something there just leaning out from behind the gap. I don't know, but it was definitely like that, where something was watching us all the time, that we were wandering around, because everybody kept saying, why do I keep looking around me all the time?
I would also say there was something in the other window as well.
All right.
On that picture.
I didn't see that.
You see that black shadow?
Again, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like someone standing there. Clearly.
Be interested to go back and see if it's an archway or a doorway.
No, the
You know, it
archway
could-
is next to it, isn't it? Going up.
Yeah,
And
strange, isn't it? Don't know. Don't know. Could be. Could be a doorway inside. I'm not sure. I think I'd have to sort of open that on my laptop and have a bit of a closer look. Could be, Dora. You could be right. And I think sometimes we're guilty of that, aren't we? We look at one place, but something's in the picture
yeah,
that we don't see until we go back. Yeah, a black shadow. We thought it was high up. Yeah. Again, you know, when Sammy and Wayne seen various things in there. So all in all, it was a thoroughly enjoyable event, to be honest. You know, like we say, not things being thrown and crashed and banging and all the things that could have gone. It was very subtle but good evidence, which makes it even a different investigation. Again, you know, we didn't give up. We kept trying. We kept going. And I think we had some good interaction.
Keep going.
It was just happening, you know, the great guests. They were very much up for it, and which obviously helps when you're on an investigation, having the guests that are really pushing on and calling out. And
We weren't there that long, and we got quite a lot of stuff.
5 hours, really. Was it 7?
Start.
We didn't start till 7:30, 20 to 8 after we'd had the briefing and in the chat and a bit of a laugh. And so it must have been 7:45, 10 to 8. So if you think about it, we had three and a half hours, but we've gathered some great evidence in 3.5 hours.
yeah.
You know, Andrew, if you went later in the night, say, it's a question for all of you. If you went to 1 or 2 o'clock, do you think it would get better, or do you think it would peter out?
I think I'd get cold and bored and want to go home. That's why I get like at Waverley Abbey. It's like, oh, my feet are freezing. I can't see anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Just fine for me.
That was just a good length of time for you.
Yeah, I don't think anything.
I don't see an outside venue.
Yeah, I suppose if you're indoors, it's different, isn't it? Being an outside venue, it, you know, we did well. The weather was held off. It didn't rain, and
Very lucky.
it was sort of
Very lucky.
semi-warm, not hot, but semi-warm. So the rain had stopped because it was chucking down earlier, wasn't it? And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a nightmare. A wet investigation, you know. You know, Spirit are there in all weathers, aren't they? Not just in the sun, brilliant sunshine. So, Sammy, I'd love to sleep there in that back room. Oh, I don't know. We'd have to have Wayne on guard with Wayne on guard on the door. Yeah, I think I don't know whether you'd get any more. Maybe not. It's one of them places you're just never sure. You know, it could have ramped up and got even more, or it could have just petered out. But I think the length
would be go quiet and then would pick up about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when they used to get up, get ready for a day.
Yeah. That's a good shout, that one, Dora, because they could have been asleep at 11, 12 o'clock at night, couldn't they?
You know, I
I'd be
asked,
asleep.
are you in? I asked, are you in the limbo? And you in your daily routine, and the bell went off.
Yeah, that's right. Graham's put, you never see a spirit with a brolly. Yeah, they don't have them, mate. They stay out of the rain. But as I say earlier, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
One of them, where we got lots to go back through and have another look. Fingers crossed we've caught that strange light on the video camera. I think we might have done, because I'm sure it went down through the camera.
I said to you, Paul, that will be on camera.
You did. Yes, you did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayne's put sunrise would be good, because like Dora's saying, they're getting up at sunrise, aren't they?
Yeah.
So maybe it would be quite the early hours and then suddenly start to lift as dawn approaches. You know?
So who's got the tent?
Need a big tent for all of us. I'd go back overnight.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be very cold, wouldn't it? But that's whether they would allow you to stay overnight.
Yeah.
You know, could be health and safety and all of that. And
No toilet.
well, yeah. That would be difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, anybody got anything else they'd like to add to Saturday night's investigation? No.
It was good.
Yeah. So
Lovely.
from Host for Go, South Coast Go, all of us, thank you for coming Saturday. We thoroughly enjoyed your company, and we had some brilliant evidence. And it was a pleasure meeting you all, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, just leave us some comments on the website and on the Facebook. They were great guests.
Yeah.
Great guests, up for it, brilliant energy, and it paid off. It showed it paid off.
Yeah.
It
helps.
It did very much, Dora, very much. So it only remains me to say, if you would like to come on here next week or whatever, please get in contact with myself or Angela. You're more than welcome to come on here, talk about your team, promote your team. We're doing a talk at a conference in August. All of us, myself, Angela, Dora, and Jen, and maybe Sean, you never know. But we will be there. Hopefully people will come and see us do our talk. We have a PowerPoint on our best evidence and investigations that we've done, each individual 4 different individual stuff, so that would be good. So if you're around in Canterbury in August the 15th, so and thank you, Dora, for all your efforts to getting us in there with the English share, and very much hard work. Angela, thank you for being there, helping out and being with us. Luke, and you and your mum. I know she's hiding, but Luke, Luke, can I just say something to you? That's the most I've seen you enjoy an investigation for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I feel better.
You were different.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
And thank you for being like that, Luke. Be yourself. That's all we ever ask.
Suits you. That suits you. Come out of the shelf.
Yeah.
Normally you're a little quiet and that, but you were totally different. I said to Jen on the way home, Luke and Lynn were so different.
Yeah.
And thank you for being like that, Luke. Be yourself, mate. That's all we've ever asked you to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll enjoy it more. Wayne's put it was an amazing time. Looking forward to the next one. Can't wait. And we thank you all. No, thank you, Wayne and Sammy, for your effort. You were brilliant as always. We've met at Fort Widley before, and again, brilliant. The Rosary Breeds were amazing, absolutely amazing. What an idea! Absolutely brilliant idea. And thank you for coming. We enjoy having your company with us. As I say, we all enjoyed it. We all had our own little bits of investigation, our own little bit of evidence, which was brilliant. Angela outside wandering, myself and Dora and Luke and all. Everybody had something different, which is what we aim to do. So it remains for me, if you do want to come on next week or the week after, whenever you're available, please come and join us on here, chat about your team, promote your team, tell us about your investigations. We'd love to have you on here. As I say, we're open and friendly, as you can see on the screen. So only remains for me to say thank you so much, Angela, Dora, Luke, Lynn, Jen,
Thank you.
Sammy and Wayne, and the other ladies, I can't quite, Claire and Michelle and someone else. Thank you all for coming Saturday, and we'll speak to you all soon, and all take care and have a very, very safe week. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye.